Madara vs Timeskip Boruto is honestly just not a fair fight, as Boruto would simply beat him with his eyes closed. And I know I say this and it may look like a joke, but this is just the truth. This is how crazy the difference between Boruto and Madara truly is. And oftentimes when you discuss the Boruto series, a lot of Naruto fans have the disconnection of believing that Madara could actually beat Boruto, but in this video I'll be answering just that. We'll be going through everything about Timeskip Boruto versus Madara. So before we get into the video, as usual, like and hype up this video, as I'm sure that you'll enjoy it, especially as a Boruto fan. So let's start off the video by discussing just how strong Madara really is. And of course we're going to be using Madara's strongest form, and that strongest form is during his Ten-Tail state. In the final stages of the war arc, we see Madara achieve this state. Most of the scaling we get for this form of Madara comes in his fight versus Naruto and Sasuke, after they ended up getting their six-path powers. There is some misconceptions when it comes to the fact of some people believing that Madara was so strong that Kijimoto didn't know how he was going to write Madara being defeated, and this is where a lot of the glaze for Madara really comes from. But in all actuality, Kijimoto never said that. This was something invented by somebody in the fandom. He was probably a crazy Madara glazer, but Kijimoto never said that. And the fact that we have a character like Kaguya who comes right after Madara, this just disproves the fact that Madara was so strong that Kijimoto simply didn't know how to write him out of the story. This never was the case. In fact, Naruto and Sasuke individually are shown to push Madara back multiple times. We see a Sasuke who blitzes Madara and slices him up with his Chidori, with Madara himself saying that Sasuke is fast, noting his speed. This is also shown with Naruto, who is fighting against multiple of Madara's Limbo clones who are equal in strength with Madara. So we can clearly see that Naruto and Sasuke can both contend with Madara in his Ten-Tail state. And even when Madara was using multiple planetary devastations and throwing it down to Naruto and Sasuke so that he could prep up his infinite Tsukiyomi, Naruto and Sasuke were easily able to deal with both the Limbo clones at the same time as the planetary devastations were being thrown down onto the planet, and they were able to destroy all of them quite fast without any of them even being able to hit the ground and harm anybody in the vicinity. Now when it comes to Kaguya appearing, we have Sasuke who says that Kaguya's power is far greater than that of Madara. So it is safe to say that Madara in his Ten-Tail state is weaker than Kaguya and more relative to characters like Six-Path Sage Mode Naruto and Sasuke. While a lot of people believe that Naruto and Sasuke lost their Six-Path Sage Mode after the war arc and thus they became weaker, this simply is not the case. The pinnacle of strength for both Naruto and Sasuke, we don't see that in the Naruto series. We actually do see it in the Boruto series. Their strength actually drastically improves in a way that makes the war arc look quite small. So let's discuss those levels. So to discuss those levels that they reached in the Boruto series, to then come to understand how strong Boruto would be in the Timeskip, we first have to talk about Naruto and Sasuke right after this arc. So right after the war arc, we have Sasuke who started preparing for even stronger fighters, for even stronger Otsukis to eventually make their way into this planet. And this comes from the belief due to his many explorations where he traveled through Kaguya's world, Kaguya's dimension, and read up on scrolls that revealed that yes, there were threats that Kaguya herself was preparing for with the White Zetsus. And that came to be true with the fact that we have Momoshiki and Kinshiki who made their way into the planet. But in the novels, we hear that Sasuke says that he could take down a Kaguya level threat by himself. This is what he has been training throughout his entire moments when he's been wandering around Kaguya's dimensions and wandering around the Naruto world, after we do see that he ends up parting ways with Naruto and goes on his redemption arc. This is most likely what Sasuke ended up doing, as we note that when he is an adult now, or at least a couple years after that, Sasuke says that he can deal with Kaguya level threats. And this makes quite a bit of sense, as we do know that throughout the series, Naruto and Sasuke tend to be relative to each other. And during the Naruto to last movie, we see that Naruto was able to defeat Tonori all by himself. a character who has the capabilities of taking the moon and hurling it so fast towards the planet that it would end up destroying the planet in and of itself. This is a greater feat than any of the feats that we have seen Madara do in the past, and Tonori is also stated to have been the strongest opponent that Naruto has ever faced, which does end up telling us that any character prior to that would simply be weaker than Tonori. This would include characters like Kaguya and Madara, and Naruto is able to take care of those characters all by himself, with nobody helping him at all. Meaning that adult Naruto is way stronger than his 6th path sage mode that we see in the war arc, which already makes him quite stronger than Madara himself. As it is also backed up by the fact that we see the two beings that Kaguya herself feared. We see Kinshiki and Momoshiki make their appearance, and they were easily taken care of by Sasuke and Naruto, who were heavily drained prior to the fight taking place. This is a part of the fight that a lot of people do not understand, so I'll break it down quite quick. But Naruto, first, he was nerfed going into that fight due to the simple fact that we clearly see that Momoshiki is absorbing his chakra. We see that Naruto is already sweating, and we see that Momoshiki has been doing that for quite some time. And with Sasuke, it is a little less apparent because we do not see him directly getting his chakra stolen, but we do know that Sasuke's space-time ninjutsu takes a whole lot of chakra for him to be able to use already when it is just him. So now imagine when it is multiple different people that he has to transport to a different dimension. And with Boruto joining, we already see that Sasuke was at his limits. So before the fight even took place, Sasuke clearly lost a lot of chakra. And we also have to keep in mind that Sasuke is the one who is responsible for bringing everybody back. So even while he is fighting, he is under restrictions as he has to keep a certain amount of chakra so he can bring everybody back to their dimension. So a restricted Sasuke and a nerfed Naruto, they were able to defeat Momoshiki and Kinshiki. So now, why is all of this relevant? The reason this is all relevant is because Boruto in the time skip far surpasses any version of Naruto and Sasuke that we have seen. It is debatable if Boruto has surpassed Baryon Mode Naruto, as in my personal opinion, I would say that Boruto has not displayed anything that I would say puts him above Baryon Mode Naruto. So as of this moment, I can't really say that Boruto is stronger than Baryon Mode Naruto, but he is stronger than any other version of Naruto that we have. And even both of them combined, or we see Naruto and Sasuke use the Susanoo and the Nine Tails together, I still don't think that they would be able to do anything to Boruto. This is just how strong Boruto is in the time skip. As we literally see a Boruto in the time skip who is capable of taking care of Code quite easily. He even tells Code, killing you would be easy. And he proves that in the chapter that comes after, as he literally takes care of Code with such precision that he doesn't even kill him. He ends up manipulating Code to lead him towards the dimension that he wanted to escape through. But leaving the details aside, this is important because Code is said to be stronger than Jigen, and this is confirmed by Damon. So I know we do like to clown on Code and say that Code is this loser, but Damon himself, a credible person who is a cyborg so strong that he was said to overshadow Jigen's power. So out of Jigen's fear, as we know that people who are stronger than Jigen and could overshadow him, they ended up being shut down. We see that happening with Ida, and we see that with Damien too, which is the reason why he had to be reactivated after Jigen was taken care of. But Damon, who is that strong, stronger than Jigen, confirms that Code is also stronger than Jigen. And the reason why Jigen is important is because he defeated Naruto and Sasuke. And this defeat was an absolute mockery. All the abilities that Naruto and Sasuke ended up using, they ended up coming close at certain moments, but Jigen was just too much of a problem for them to be able to handle. He kicked both Naruto and Sasuke out of their avatar states. We see Naruto with Kurama being kicked out. We see Sasuke with the perfect defense with his Susanoo. He ends up just getting speared and kicked. And this just basically shows that Jigen was stronger than Naruto and Sasuke, and there's nothing that they could have done to change the result of this fight. The feats that we see performed on Naruto and Sasuke were literally so bad that a lot of Naruto fans watching it really started believing that Naruto and Sasuke were nerfed in this fight, which is simply not the case. They were just outclassed, but a lot of die-hard fans just can't accept that. But this is where Boruto would scale. Boruto would scale around that level and higher than Jigen, simply due to the fact that he defeated somebody stronger than Jigen and has been fighting with the strongest characters that we have ever seen in the franchise. But Boruto scaling to this level is why I say that this fight is a joke, and the fact that people still bring up, but does Boruto beat Ten Tails Madara? Like Madara is the pinnacle of strength for both the Boruto and Naruto series. It is simply not the case. Boruto beat Code, who is stronger than Jigen, who is stronger than Naruto and Sasuke, and Naruto and Sasuke, who are both stronger than Kaguya individually, and Kaguya, who is stated to be greatly stronger than Madara in his strongest form. He doesn't stand a chance. Madara doesn't stand a chance against Boruto. Boruto would beat Madara with his eyes closed, and it's not even a joke. The Naruto verse started to reach light speed around the war arc, while Boruto characters in the Boruto series, at least the high tier characters, are able to reach multiple times faster than the speed of light, with feats like Hiroshiki being able to fly from constellations light years away from the Naruto moon in a matter of less than a year, which just simply showcases a astronomical level of difference between Naruto characters, at least in the war arc, and Boruto characters at their strongest form. I'm not saying that a character like Chocho is at that level, but I'm saying that high tier are definitely at that level. However, the conversation really gets interesting when people bring up hacks. As even though Boruto is far stronger and far faster than Madara, does Madara have any hacks that would allow him to beat Boruto without needing to be stronger than Boruto? The hacks that some people might bring up would be the truth-seeking orbs, or Madara's limbo clones, or his infinite Tsukiyomi. However, none of these hacks would actually affect Boruto in a way that would allow Madara to win. So let's break it down one by one. First, we have the truth-seeking orbs, which would not even be able to hit Boruto, as Boruto would simply be able to dodge each and every one of them. We literally see that War Arc Naruto, who is far slower than Timeskip Boruto, was easily able to dodge the truth-seeking orbs no problem. He was able to do it at point-blank range, simply moving his hips. So I don't think it would work out on Boruto. Boruto would see it coming miles away, and he would be able to deal with that. Now when it comes to the limbo clones, it wouldn't be a problem either, because Boruto is far faster than Madara himself, and we do know that the limbo clones are equal to Madara himself, so if Madara is of a certain speed, then Boruto would simply be able to outclass that speed. But people might bring up the fact that Boruto couldn't sense them since they are in a different dimension. The only reason why Naruto and Sasuke were able to deal with them is because Sasuke could see them using the Rinnegan, and we have Naruto who could sense them using 6-path Sage Mode, and Boruto has neither, so he wouldn't really be able to sense them. Now that's not really the case, because it could be debated that Boruto could sense them, as Boruto was able to sense his flying Raijin that was in a different dimension, the one we see Code have in the Ten Tails dimension, and he used it to travel from his dimension to another, so it could be debated that Boruto can sense them. But even if you were to disagree with that, saying that Boruto would have to have a special metal that is embedded with his chakra in order to sense it in a different dimension, we could clearly see Boruto implement a method with the Uzuhiko that would allow him to achieve just that. This is what I mean. If Boruto uses the Uzuhiko and the limbo clones end up trying to hit Boruto or interact with Boruto in any way, just like we've seen with Code, the Uzuhiko would wrap around the limbo clones, which would either allow Boruto to see it physically in that dimension as they interacted with Boruto, or it would allow Boruto to sense where his chakra is affecting other people in a different dimension, and he would clearly be able to sense where the limbo clones are at. So Boruto being able to sense the limbo clones is something that would easily be possible, and thus would nullify any abilities that the limbo clones could use to really harm Boruto, that Boruto would potentially not be able to react to. That simply is not the case. So the last method that people will use, and this is a cop-out method, this really is a cop-out method, but it is that Madara could use the infinite Tsukiyomi. But the problem here is it is definitely a cop-out because this is conditional due to the fact that all the preparations would have to be laid. But let's just say that Boruto is in the same place that Naruto and Sasuke were. This is where this fight is taking place. So Madara can use the Infinite Tsukuyomi in that case. But yes, it still wouldn't really matter to Boruto. It still would be useless because we do know that the Infinite Tsukuyomi still has a speed. This is what allows Sasuke not to be affected by the Infinite Tsukuyomi. Using the Susanoo to deflect the light, he flew down from space to end up wrapping around Naruto, Kakashi, and Sakura to prevent them from being affected by the Infinite Tsukuyomi. This is what allowed them to bypass the Infinite Tsukuyomi, which means that the Infinite Tsukuyomi, since it is light, it is moving at the speed of light, and since Sasuke is faster than the speed of light, he is able to move faster than the light that the Infinite Tsukuyomi casts. So guess what that means? Boruto, who is far faster than any version of Sasuke that we see, and especially this Sasuke, who would not even compare to Timeskip Boruto's speed, it would be quite easy to point to the fact that Boruto would simply be so fast that it wouldn't really matter if Madara even tried to cast the Infinite Tsukuyomi. Boruto would defeat him before that. And even if the Infinite Tsukuyomi is casted, Boruto is so fast that he would defeat Madara before the light even touches him. So yes, to everyone who asks, Boruto would defeat Madara and any other character in the Naruto series with his eyes closed. But the real question is, how would he do against the current 5 Kage? And that's a little bit more interesting of a fight. And to find out how that would go, watch this video right here.